me. So we are going to learn these reading fill in the blanks tricks, and we will solve some questions with me, and I will be giving you some hints to how to solve these questions. Reading fill in the blanks. So let's get started with this question. So for many first year students, the university may be their first, because it's a first year student, it is their first dash living away from home for an extended period of time. They're living for the first time at a different place. So can we say it is their first experience? Okay. This is something we can say, first experience. Can we say first classification, first bizarre, first ratios? So first experience. Then we will say it is a dash break from home. As it says, it is a. So we are looking for a word which says this one. So we will say it is a definite break from home. That means 100% break, because they're living away from the home for a very long time. The individual's usual dash of support are no longer present. When they say are, we are looking for a plural word, okay? Because they say are. How many plural words are there in your options, ratios or sources? So we don't think we are talking about any numbers, so ratio would be coming. So we will say the individual's usual sources of support are no longer present to dash adjustment to the unfamiliar environment. With the to, which form of verb do we use? We use first form of verb. So here we had a hint of are, and here we are going to use first form of verb. This is not a verb. This is not a verb. This is not a verb. This is verb. This is verb as well. So this retard is a negative word. So we have to see there are no longer present to dash adjustment. So when we want to adjust to something, we need some kind of support. So we will say the word not retard, because retard is a negative word. We will say facilitate. Okay, so we will be saying facilitate the adjustment. Okay, so hopefully that's clear. So the second question is, the increasing darkness in the northern hemisphere this time of the year indicates to the plant that dash is coming soon. What can come? So summer can come, autumn can come. So other than that, we don't think something can come. But what is more interesting to plants if they are dropping off something? So basically, it's autumn. So summer doesn't have like darkness. When summer comes, it means there is a lot of sun. So when there is sun, there is not the increasing darkness. The darkness actually reduces in the summer. So it is definitely not summer. So like if you have a question, why not summer? Because in summer, the darkness actually goes away because the sun is close to us. Okay. So it is autumn. So autumn is also known as fall. Fall means the leaves are going, the plants are going to shed their leaves. So probably that is all in this paragraph. So it starts recouping materials from the dash before they drop off. So what a plant can leave? What can go off from the plant? The leaves, okay? Before the leaves, okay? From the leaves before they drop off. Now look at this word, they. Can you tell me if it is plural or singular? They.
Plural,
They.
ma'am.
Definitely. They is a plural word. So with the word they, we need a plural option. This is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is in, and this was in. So roots cannot be falling. Yeah. Can we drop a roof like a root? No. So what can go from a plant? We can have fruits falling off. We can have leaves falling off. So we'll say leaves. Okay. Evergreens protect their needle-like foliage from freezing with dash coatings and natural antifreeze, but broadleaf plants like sugar have no such protection. So what out of the following words can protect? What kind of coating can we have? Can we have summer coating?
Taxi.
So we can have waxy coatings. We can't have slimy coating. Slimy means wet. So we don't want a wet coating. We want something which protects. So to protect in rain, what do we wear? A raincoat. How is a raincoat? It is more like a transparent material, or like a very material which is waterproof. So we want a waterproof material. So can we say waxy? Yes. So waxy coatings, but broad leaf plants like sugar maple birches have no such protections. As a result, they dash their leaves. So what happens to leaves? They shed,
Shed.
because we are talking about a process of autumn. So we'll say they shed their leaves. But before they do, the plants first try to dash important nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus. So again, you see this phenomenon is very popularly asked in your exam. Again, with the two, which form of verb we will be using? First form of verb. So first thing, we need a verb. So we will cancel this, we will cancel this, we will cancel this. So we have got reassess, and we have got salvage. Now the problem is, again, do you know the meaning of the word salvage? If yes, that's great, you know your answer. But if you don't know the meaning of the word salvage, it means they save, they preserve, like they reserve them, okay, so that they can be used in future. That's called salvage. So they are saving them from any like loss. Reassess means you check or evaluate something again. Plants, they won't be checking anything. They're not humans to check something. So reassess is cancelled. So what is your answer? Salvage. So now you know the meaning of the word salvage. If it was a new word for you, I want you to write that on your notebook. Salvage means to save or to preserve or reserve some future in case of crisis. Okay, that's called salvage, to save something from the loss. If we are good, I'll be moving on to the next question. Okay, so the next question we are talking about, researchers already know that spending long periods of time in a zero gravity dash, such as inside the internal space station. So what is normally a zero gravity environment? Simple,
Environment.
there is no question, no doubt about it. Gravity is all about environment, okay? It is not human control. Such as that inside International Space Station results in the loss of bone density and dash to the body's dash. First question, if it is about body, which of the following word we can use out of the four?
Mass.
Mass,
Muscle.
muscle,
Muscle.
right? So what are closely related to bone? Mass or muscles? So muscles. So we will say and dash to the bodies, because it is bodies. So we will say muscles. But then if there is a loss of bone density, what will happen to the muscles? Something bad again. So we are looking for a negative word, because and says both the sides, I need similar type of content. Okay. So let's look for a bad word. We can say deteriorate. We can say damage.
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 So what will happen if it is lost? We will say damage to the body's
Body. Muscle.
okay? So we will pick up the word damage. That's partly why stays abroad, the ISSR dash at 6 months. That means you can't stay more than 6 months. Okay. One thing, there is a condition. And second, the word are. So are is saying I can have three types of words with me. Third form of verb, ing, or I can have an adjective. Do we have any ing in the options? No.
No.
Cancel that option. So either it is third form of verb or it is adjective. So it is clearly feeling that there is no verb, so we feel like having a verb. So we will say, we will be looking for a third form of verb. This is not there, this is there, this is there, this is there, this is there. So let's check out. The stays abroad are timed at 6 months. The stays at abroad are deteriorated, not deteriorated, integrated, no, or restricted.
Restricted.
So
Yes.
it sounds more right when we say that we should limit. So that means we will be restricting the stays at 6 months. And now a number of NASA astronauts are reporting that their 2020 vision. So what is vision? Eyes. Okay. After spending time in space with many needing glasses. So what are glasses? The spectacles that we use to look clearly. Okay. So what is happening to their vision? So they are reporting that their vision also went bad. So which other word is bad?
Deteriorated.
Deteriorated. If you don't know the meaning of the word deteriorated, it means it is decreasing in a bad way. Like decrease can be, if I say my weight is decreasing, which is a good thing, but deteriorate is a bad word. It means the quality is getting bad. Okay. So if this was a new word for you, you can write that on your notebook as well. Deteriorate means it is going to reduce the quality. Restricted means to give a limit of something. Okay. That no more than that. Okay. That's called restricted. Are we clear? All right. So moving on to the next question. So mapping software works with your phone's GPS. Now we are in a GPS like directions for the local, and then the inbuilt dash finds the north. What do we use to find north, west, south? So
Compass.
compass, right? So we use compass. Find north, adjusting to the direction you are facing and dash away. Dash the way. Facing and dash the way. So again, and says, I want similar type of words. ing, ing. So how many options do we have? 1, 2. Are we sticking the way or pointing the way?
Pointing the way.
So when we normally show the directions on that side, so we point. So we will say pointing the way. Okay. But that's not easy because there are two knots. Okay, there are two knots. There's dash north, which is the direction of the North Pole and which reliably stays put. And there is dash north thanks to the flowing layer of molten iron. Now, there are two types of north. So we are looking for two types of north. Okay. But this one says iron. So can I say magnetic north? Because magnet attracts to iron.
Iron.
When I say magnetic north. So if you know which is the other north, it is called geo north, means Earth's north. So there is no word that actually stays that except the word true north. This is just a concept. If you don't know, now you know that there are two types of norths in the earth, true north and magnetic north. True, which is of earth, and magnetic, which is about the iron inside the earth. And what is Earth's outer dash? Has a habit of moving around. So outer, yes, you're rightly, core. So Earth has three layers, core, mantle, crust. So they are talking about outer core. Okay. That is a part of the earth. It is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is not English. It is just the knowledge of the concept. Okay. So you know there are three parts of earth, core, mantle, crust. Okay. So moving on further, if this is all right. So a little bit grammar, a little bit on knowledge. So now you know what is earth, what is its crust. There are two types of knots. Low fertility is a concern for many OECD countries as they face the prospect of population aging. So please keep this in mind that people are getting old. Okay. This article makes dash between Australia and 7 other OECD. So if you are doing, like if you are talking about two things, so what basically you may be doing?
Comparison.
Perfectly right. Because association we say with. So comparisons between is a perfect grammar. And keeping this thing that we are comparing two things. So we'll say comparisons between. And for your knowledge, you always make comparisons. Okay. So you never do comparisons. You always make comparisons. So if you want to write this concept on your notebook as a collocation, so you can write that we make comparisons. Okay. Changing age dash of fertility are also compared. Changing age sense, changing age patterns. So first thing again, if you have a look at your grammar, there is this word which says are compared. So that means the word should be plural. So how many words are plural? 1, 2, then 3, then 4, and the rest are not plural. So associations is always with, so I'm going to cancel it. So changing age patterns, changing age notions, changing age gaps. So which word do you think is suitable more? I'll say age
Pattern.
patterns.
Pattern.
Changing age patterns of fertility are also compared. And I think now you know that you're 100% right, because the word compared and comparison are same. Okay. Women are dash childbirth and having fewer babies. So again, R says I can either have third form of verb, I can either have ing, or I can have adjective. So first thing, it is women are. So who is doing the action? Women.
Woman.
So if the action doing element is in the front, we don't use third form of verb because it is used with passive voice. So we are going to use ing because it is active tense. So if you have a question about that, maybe you can wait for your lesson, but this is active voice. So we are looking for ing. So postponing or
And
accelerating. Which one? So women
postponing.
accelerating childbirth. If people are getting old and still not having baby, so women are actually postponing.
Postponing.
They are saying later, later. Okay. The dash of women's education levels and rates of employment with fertility are also dash. The dash of women's education levels and rates of employment with the fertility. So which word can you say with? And it has to be plural because it says are. So how many options do we again have? 1, 2, 3. The rest are gone. And which word goes with? I just said that. So associations. So we can say the associations of women's education levels and rates of employment with fertility are also dashed. Now again, you remember with are,
Accelerating.
we can use third form of verb, ing or adjective. Okay. Now about this, we are trying to look at things because we are comparing, we are looking, we are finding, we are researching. So there is only one word that says
Accelerating.
okay. But again, why not ing this time? Because what is the action? Explode. Where is the action happening? This side. Okay. So when the action happens on this side, so we say it is a passive voice. If the action happens this side, we say it is the active voice. I will definitely explain this concept in detail later. But for now, we know we are looking for a third form of verb and we only have one option. So what's the answer?
Explode.
Explode. Okay. So let's check. We were right. Great. Moving on further. On average, Iceland dash a major volcanic event once every 5 years. So when something is happening and the country is like having it, so we say it is having it. Now, one more thing, Iceland is one. So your subject is singular.
Singular.
So as it is happening every time, so your noun is your subject, your like your grammar is present tense. So we are going to say S, 1, 2. Which word do you think suits the best? Iceland explodes. Oh, can the country explode? No. So we're going to say Iceland experience. That means it feels it. It goes through it. Okay. So when you go through some experience, you say, I have experienced. Okay. Since the Middle Ages, a third of all the lava that has dashed the Earth's surface has erupted in Iceland. Okay, now the word says has. So has a simple rule. I am going to use which form of verb? Third. So either it is this one or it is this one. Okay. So which one would you say? Lava covered. So what do you do with Earth's surface? So when you spread two. So cancelled. So what's your answer? Covered.
Cover.
So you covered the surface. Don't we cover the surface? Yes, we do. However, according to a recent geological hypothesis, what is the meaning of the word hypothesis? Something which is just believed, but there is no proof. So we say hypothesis. This estimate does not include dash eruptions. So what are we talking about? Volcanoes. Do we have volcanic eruptions? No. Then, which are much more extensive than those on the land. Okay, so if the land is already there, what other eruption can be there? Submarine. Okay, vocabulary time. Do you know the meaning of the word submarine? Submarine means which is under the water. So you know the submarine, right? The one, the big thing that goes under the water, like
Yes.
people can also travel in it. It's called submarine. Submarine, sub means under, and marine means water. So submarine means water. So that means all the eruptions which are happening underwater, basically. So what were they testing you in here? Knowledge, vocabulary. So if you know, you can answer. We can't say ground because land is already said. Okay, and comparison was made. Are we right? Yes, we are. Moving on further. An exhibit that brings together for the first dash landscapes painted by French Impressionist Pierre Auguste Renoir dash to the National Gallery. Okay, so an exhibit that brings together for the first dash landscapes. First paintings, gets, masterpiece, master time. Can we say first time? I think that sounds very good for the first time. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Pierre Renoir dash to the National Gallery. So, landscapes painted by French Impressionist Pierre Renoir dash to, paintings to, gets to, masterpiece to, master to, pull to, comes to. Can we say
Comes
that?
to.
Yeah. So what is happening? They are coming this June to Canada. So we say
Canada.
comes to the National Gallery of Canada this June. So that is actually, you can say it is landing there, or it is just appearing there. The dash in Ottawa worked with the National Gallery. Who worked in Ottawa? In Ottawa. What? So when we say the dash in Ottawa, so it is a place. Okay. The dash in Ottawa. The paintings in Ottawa. So something. With
Gallery.
the, we say thing. So masterpiece can be a thing. Gets is not a thing. Mustard is not a thing. Pull is not a thing. Paintings or gallery. The gallery in Ottawa. Can we say that? Because we are
Yes.
talking about gallery. Yeah. So we will say the
Gallery.
gallery in Ottawa worked with the National Gallery of London and Philadelphia Museum of Art to dash together. So they're bringing all the collection together. So bring is not there. So we say pull
Pull.
together. And again, the rule, please. Let's look at the rule. With the
Two plus.
to, we use first form of verb. Do we? Yes.
Yes.
So paintings is not a first form of verb. Gets is not a first form of verb. Masterpiece is not. Muster is, and pull was. So not even comes was, not even time was, not even gallery was. So is it muster? With the word muster, you need to know what goes after it. Not together. With muster, we say muster up. Muster up. Muster up also means bring everything together. But then, why not the answer was here muster? Because what do we say with muster? Up. So that's why the collocation says, sorry, I cannot go. Are we clear with that word? Muster up. Then the collection of 60 Renoir dash. So who is Renoir here? What does Renoir do? He paints. So how many? 60. What?
Paintings.
Yeah, why not masterpiece? Because it's single.
Yes.
We need 60. So we need plural. So paintings. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So that is your answer. So you have to actively look for the answers in the paragraph when you are solving them. Okay. Let's do the next one. McLuhan's preeminent theory was his idea that human history could be dash into 4 eras. Look at the word into. B says third form of verb. So there are acknowledged, released, outlined, closed, predicted, characterized, or divided. Basically, all of them. But we just got two cancelled. Anyways, good to know. But when we say the word into, there is one academic collocation which is given by PTE collocation list. We say divided into. So, anyways, we are putting things into four. So we will say what? Divided. Okay. Could be divided into 4 eras. Acoustic age, the literary age, the print age, and electronic age. So that they've given us. He dashed the concept in a 1962 book called the Gutenberg Galaxy. He so he did write that concept in a book. So what can we say? He outlined, he predicted, he characterized, he acknowledged, he released. So what can you say? He released the concept. We can for now say the word, the concept in a 1962 book called Dash. So as well. And trust me, in the last 2 months, I had this experience with two students, I mean, three students now. They said that students had issue with their drag and drop. So what was the issue? They were not able to drag. They were dragging, but they were unable to put the word there. So you can see it is becoming blue, or a small plus would come on the box. When it comes, it will fit into it. Okay. So technically we might have some issues. So be very careful. So I'm going to leave this blank for now. I'm a little bit confused. Just as the television was starting to become popular, he dashed the world was entering the fourth electronic age, which would be. So it is would be. So maybe we can say he guessed, he just said randomly. So can we say he predicted the world was entering the fourth electronic age, which would be dashed by a community of people brought together by technology. By which would be dashed by, which would be acknowledged by, which would be underlay. No, with B, we only need third form of verb, which would be outlined by, which would be closed by, which would be characterized by. Can I say characterized? Because we are talking about electronic age, we are talking about global village. So we want that people who are brought together by technology. That means the character is technology. Okay. So characterized by is a very perfect fit. So you can write that word into your answer. And now let's wait and see. He closed the concept? No. He outlined the concept? Can say that, right? Yeah, that means giving a summary. Yeah, perfect. So what is the meaning of the word outline? To give a summary, to write it in short. So he wrote it in a book called Gutenberg Galaxy. So released means he published it, and then divided into was also a grammar and characterized by. Hopefully we are understanding. Moving on to the next question called music. Everybody can listen well.
Yes.
Is there any technical issue? You can see the screen.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Thank you. What is music? In one sense, this is an easy dash. Question? Because it is, what is music? So it's a question.
Volume.
No. It's a question, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Say what? So question. Even the least musical among us can recognize pieces of music when we hear them and name a few canonical dash. Okay, look at the word few. Few says, please, I am plural. So,
Yes.
not volume, not knowledge, not issue. It can be either examples or it can be classes. So, we are not giving any lessons here. So, we would not say the word classes. We would say give few
Example.
Examples.
examples. We
Mm.
know there are different kinds of music, and even if our dash of music is restricted, what
Knowledge.
what is restricted? And again, look at the word now, is. So we need a noun, but it should be singular. So it's not classes. So do we have
Well,
a concept here talking? So is it an issue? No. So if our knowledge or if our volume,
volume.
could be volume, but I'd say
Knowledge.
as they are talking about, can you recognize pieces? You can hear them. I'd say knowledge.
Mm.
Yes.
Do you know what is music? Yep. So knowledge. What is music? Okay. So the answer was knowledge. Now look at the options given in this question. All the options given are so simple, and I think all of you know the meanings of all the words. Then what was working? Presence of mind, understanding of the paragraph, and grammar. Okay. So this question was very simple because it says few, so we said plural. This question was very simple because it says what, we say question. This question was not so simple, but why it was knowledge, not volume? Because they are asking what is music. So that means, do you know what is music? So that means, do you have the knowledge of music? That's why. Okay. Moving on further. So see, I'm trying to answer 15 questions in this video. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're on the 10th question. We're just few more questions away. Okay. Built in 1880 on 4,000 acres of dash outside of the Chicago city limits. Okay, on what like thing we make like buildings or stuff? We make
Land.
them on the land. So we will say built in 1880 on 4,000 acres of land. Okay. Can we make something on workers? No, we can make a project on land. Outside of the Chicago city limits, Pullman, Illinois is a place, was the first industrial plant dash in the United States. Was the first planned dash. Okay, again. So is it was? So when was is there, helping verb says I am single, right? So can I say workers? No. Can I say factories? No. Can I say houses? No. So either it is a planned soil or it is a planned community. So what do you want to say?
Community.
Yeah, not soil, right? Because soil is natural. We can't plan it. I'll say community. Okay. Built the South residential. So look at the word residential. Residential means people are living. So where do people live? Where do people live? Okay.
Houses.
Look at the word 531. We need plural word, right?
Yes.
So we can't say soil. So either it's factories, its workers can't be there because we are looking for which contain 531 dash, some of which stand today. So not talking about workers, right? Workers can't live these many days. So we will say houses. Why not factories? Question mark. Because we are talking about residential town. So residential town means houses. Are we clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's try the answer. They will give you some close and simple words. Don't get trapped into those words. Okay. First, look into the paragraph. Look at the hint. So hint was here. Okay. Moving further, 11th question. If consciousness comes in degrees, then how far along on the spectrum is the octopus? Okay, we are in the sea now. Octopuses almost certainly feel pain. They nurse and protect dash body parts. Okay, and there are wounds. They are in pain. So what can happen to the body part? Because
Pain.
no, because it's a wound.
Hurting.
Can we say injured body parts? They talk
Okay.
near wounds and stuff. In addition to feeling pain, octopuses also have dash sensory capacities. Now, when we say the word have, we are looking at one simple option, third form of verb. So either it's complicated or it is sophisticated. Which one would you use? Complicated means something which you cannot understand. Sophisticated means when something is specifically kept for something. So can we say sophisticated?
Yes.
Sophisticated means a person who is very organized and keeps everything distributed. Okay, this is my time of this thing. This is my time of this thing. This thing will be used in this case. So he's saying he's got sensory capacities like excellent eyesight, acute sensitivity to taste and smell. Okay, so he's very sophisticated animal. Okay, this together with their large nervous system and dash behavior makes it all but certain. What kind of behavior? So when I'm saying kind, we can say complex, we can say complicated, we can say simple, we can say exquisite. Now, do you know the meaning of this word? Uh-oh. Do we know? So again, we are standing on vocabulary issue. So we will probably leave this question and come here. And it says the question of what subjective experience might be like for an octopus is dashed by the odd relationship between its brain and body. Is dashed by. The question is dashed by. So what do you do with the question? The question is made by. The question is made by the odd relationship between its brain and body. Okay, now let's check the answer. Oopsie. So have a look at this complex behavior. Why not complicated behavior? Complicated means something which we cannot understand. Complex means which is difficult to understand. Okay, so there are two different things. It can be understood, but it is just difficult. Complicated means you can't understand. It's so confusing. Okay, so we would say complex behavior. And is we use which form of verb? Third. So we could not have said is complex. So we needed complicated here. So I would have done this before. So if I were you, I would place this word complicated here. But then when I will come here, I will be like, nah, complicated looks better here. So I'm going to remove the word complicated and put it here. Now I know, okay, then with behavior, I can also put an adjective. So complex is an adjective and complicated is a verb. So we fit it according to the grammar. Are we all right? Moving further. Gauss was a child prodigy. There are many dash concerning his precocity as a child. So again, when we say the word many, you know, what are we looking at? Plural. So this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. There are many dash concerning his precocity as a child. There are many anecdotes, there are many researchers, not many researchers. There are many discoveries, and he made his first groundbreaking mathematical dash whilst in a teenager. I think we can say discoveries here, right? So I think we can say anecdotes up there. So I will be saying there are many anecdotes, though we don't know the meaning, but it fits with many. And then we will be saying he made his first groundbreaking mathematical dash whilst in a teenager. So what do we make?
Discoveries.
Okay. Then at just 3 years old, he dashed an error in his father payroll calculation. So what do we do with error? We either correct it. So he corrected an error and he was looking after his father's account on a regular dash.
Basis.
A, so we need a singular word and we need a noun.
Yes.
So reputation or basis or system. So we say regular basis. We say no every day. So we say regular basis. So basis and then we're done. That was quick. Okay. So having a look at this word, what is the meaning of the word anecdotes? Quick.
Anecdote.
It means a short, interesting, amazing story. So anecdote is a, simply you can say amazing stories. Okay. So we were talking about his stories here, you see. One story was that his teacher did something, he corrected his father's something. So like they're talking about this gauze and his story. So we'll say anecdotes. Though it looks like a very scientific word, but it is not. Okay. And what do we do with history? Like discoveries, we make discoveries, if you don't know. Okay. Moving on further. Upholding the motto of integrity, vision, and academic excellence, Shanghai International Studies University is an internationally recognized academic institution, which the academic prestigious. We use these word with big sophisticated things. So we say prestigious academic institutions. And then we will be looking at this word. So, oh, okay. We operate more than 70 research institutes and centers serving as academic think tanks to provide advisory services on language policies, diplomatic strategies, and global public dash of China. So what do we public have?
Opinion.
Opinion? Global public opinion? You know what is a public opinion? So they are having think tanks. So think is like, what do you think? So we can say opinion from the word think tank. Okay. Then what do we do with this? More than 330 dash and institutions. So what looks, okay, plural. So 330, yes. There is
Universities.
ideas or universities. What do you want to say with institutions?
Universities.
Yeah, because we are talking about universities. And have dash close connection with international organizations. And have with have what form of verb?
Third.
So which of the following words says third form of verb?
Maintain.
Do you think we are right?
Yes.
Yes, we are. So very well done. Prestigious means very well renowned like institution which has got many awards and stuff, and people want to be a part of it, and it is very difficult to enter there. So we say prestigious. Okay. So the rest was grammar. So let's see how many are left. So you. Shanghai, where is Shanghai? It's here. Okay, now we are at plates. In geologic terms, geologic means what? In earth vocabulary, okay? A plate is large rigid slab of solid rock. The word tectonics come from the Greek dash. The Greek dash. So something, the Greek, we can say foundation. The Greek root.
Greek root can be there.
Yeah. Which means to build. Or like for now. Putting these two words together, we get the term plate tectonic, which dash to how Earth's surface is built of plates. Which dash to, which refers to, which states to, which refers to. Okay. Then the theory of plate tectonics dash that the Earth's outmost layer dash. Theory will always state. Theory states. The theory states the Earth's outmost layer is dashed into a dozen or more large and small plates. So when Earth is like we said divided, okay, the word divided is fragmented. Why not pieced? We piece it, but as it is naturally done, so we can't piece it. So it is fragmented. So what is the difference between the word pieced and fragmented? Pieced is a human concept. Fragmented is a natural concept. Okay. Into dozen or more large and small plates that are moving dash to one another. That are moving relative to one another. We say relative to. Around one. So we can't say around two. We say around one another. We don't say around two. So we say relative to. Relative to means like this. Okay. Or it could be parallel to, but the word parallel was not there. All good? So why it was root? Why not foundation? Because we are talking about where that word came from. So we say, where are the roots of the word? So we say the root. Okay. How many questions have we done with that? I think we've done a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count with me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and one last question. Okay. Not so bad. People who visit health professionals tend to be older than the dash population. I think we did this question yesterday, right? Let's quickly finish it off. General population, like normal population. However, the dash of the population, the proportion, the number, like the portion of it, health dash therapists was highest between the ages of 25 and 64. The low rates for people aged 65 years and over dash with the rates contrasted. The only word that fits is contrasted with. Okay, very remember. This can happen to you in the exam. Be very careful. Might include lower levels of dash of complementary therapies, lower levels of acceptance. That means old people, they don't like it. Anyways, we did this question yesterday, so that's why I was a bit quick. Okay. See, if you do something and you revise it, you'll be good in the exam. Okay, so you learn, you practice, you understand, you revise. Now I'll see you tomorrow for the next 15 questions. Okay, so thank you for watching.